Hello and welcome to the video. This is a very quick tip for those of you that fly in wetter conditions, particularly in the winter. Now this isn't one of mine. This came from a viewer called Jedi Tuck, and I need to say a fantastic thank you to him for sharing such a fab idea. This is a simple idea, but most of the truly brilliant ideas are. Now this is wet and dry sandpaper. It comes in lots of different grits, from very aggressive P120 up to extremely fine P2000, but P600, which is kind of a middle grit, is a nice grade for this. Now what this is the idea to cut this into shape and to stick it onto the places where you need to grip the model to throw it. So what I did was I cut strips of this into the shapes that I needed for the places that I want to hold the wings that I throw, that occasionally I struggle to hold in winter when my hands or the model are wet. What you have to do is just cut it with scissors and then use a nice strong glue like Yoo-Hoo Pour to attach it to where you need it to. Once the glue is dry, you end up with a very resilient, easy to grip surface that will stay that way even when it's wet, thanks to the fact that it's wet and dry sandpaper. This is perfect for those of us who struggle with hand launches when things are wet from things like grass dew after the first flight, and I've been adding it to my fleet here, putting it like skids on the Dolphin, but also putting a little bit on the leading edging grip points on my other wings as well, where I can get into trouble with things slipping in the wet weather. It's a super cheap, effective way to stop your hands from slipping, and something that I'd recommend if you are worried about this, something that you do. Only a few tips with this. You don't need sheets of the stuff. I found here that little kind of centimetre wide strips in the key places are enough to make sure that your hands get a nice firm grip. And also don't use your best scissors to cut sandpaper. It isn't going to do them any favours at all. So a massive thank you again for Jedi Tuck for sharing this idea, and best of luck for your winter flying in wetter weather. Thank you for spending your time today watching that video. You can find me in all the usual places on social media, and if you're trying to learn about a subject, then check out the playlist. All of my videos are organised into easy to follow playlists that, if you're trying to learn a topic, will take you from the basics right the way through to some pretty advanced stuff.